So hey, welcome to today's Make and Pray. My name is Bob from Scripture Union, and today we're going to be making gingerbread people, gingerbread badges, and we're going to use them to help us to pray for people like our NHS, for those that help us, for our teachers, for those that we are in our church, for our friends and our family. So stay tuned. So for today's craft, you'll need 350 grams of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 2 teaspoons of ginger, 100 grams of butter, 175 grams of light Muscovado sugar, 4 tablespoons of golden syrup, and 1 large egg. So to start, all we need to do is to put the plain flour, carefully measured out, the ginger, and of course the bicarbonate of soda all together, and then just give them a little mix. So then what I've done is I've chopped my butter into smaller pieces. I'm going to put that straight into my flour. It helps if it's slightly starting to melt a little. And then we're just going to use our hands to start to make breadcrumb type texture. So get your hands really good in there and keep going. Make sure you've washed your hands, obviously, before you do this. And we'll just keep mixing until we start to get breadcrumbs like this. Once it starts to resemble breadcrumbs, we're then going to add our sugar, like so. Oh, try not to crack things as we put it in. We're going to mix it together. Oh, I do love the smell of ginger. And once we've mixed it all together, we're then going to add our golden syrup. So once we've mixed it all together, we're going to add our golden syrup. Now, there are lots of different techniques. I'm not very good with my technique on this, but I'm going to roughly get about 4 tablespoons of luscious golden syrup, and then mix it all together. Then finally we're going to add our egg, mix it all together, and that should then form a nice smooth dough. So then once you've got your nice smooth dough, you may need to use a bit more flour if it's a bit damp still. We're going to put it out on a nice floured surface. You'll see that I've also floured my rolling pin, and we're going to roll this out until it's about 5 millimeters thick. So good thick gingerbread. And then once you've got your gingerbread rolled out, what I'm going to use is I've got a little person cutter. I'm going to cut out some people. But if you've not got a cutter like that, what you can do is just use a little bowl like the one I used earlier. You could put that over the top and just cut round it, being very, very careful. But I'm going to use the person, and I'm going to make some little circles as well. And then we're going to put our finished gingerbread people, or our little circles, onto a greaseproof lined tray. We're going to put it in the oven on 190 degrees C, or 170 if it's a fan. We're going to put them in there for about 10 to 12 minutes. Once they're finished in the oven, we're going to leave them to cool off just for a little while. So once they're cooled off, you might then want to get a bit creative, because we're going to use these gingerbread biscuits to help us to pray. And so the way this one is going to help me to pray is I'm going to first off cover it with some icing sugar. And I'm going to use this to make an NHS badge. So I'm going to put icing sugar on, and then I'm going to use some sprinkles, and I'm going to spell out NHS. And that way I can use this gingerbread circle as an NHS badge to help me to pray for our NHS, for those that are helping us to stay healthy at this time. You might then want to decorate your people. If you've got the people, you could decorate them in a nice uniform. You could use it to pray for your teachers, for those that are in your church that you've not seen for a little while. Be creative. Decorate them, make them look as good as you want using the bits that you have. So I've got some chocolate chips that I'm going to use as well. So once you've decorated your gingerbread person or your gingerbread badges, we can then just spend some time to pray for those people that it reminds us of, those people in our church, in our street, in our family, for those that we know, that we think, yeah, let's just spend some time eating and praying. See you again soon.